They don't get any easier, do they? They get harder. They actually get harder, these games. Not harder as in we were so much worse than them, or they were so much better than us, should I say. These match reactions just get so much more difficult because today was an absolute embarrassment. Burnley, we made them look like Brazil at times today. And that's what really, really winds me up because I don't think Burnley are a great team. Look at the league table. If you think Burnley are a great team and one of the best teams that's come to Bramall Lane, look at the league table. They're not that much better than us. So why did we make them look so much better than us today? Right, let's start by talking about the fact that we let Sander Berge, a player that played well every 5 or 6 games, maybe 10 games at times, absolutely dominate the game from start to finish. Don't get me wrong. People will be out there, especially Burnley fans, saying, oh, it's because Vincent Kompany's coaching him now. He's never had such a great coach. Sander Berge was up for this game. We know what Sander Berge is like. If you smash him early, give him a bit of a body him, as my nephew said earlier on, which, it's not really the words that I use, but knock him over, give him a kick, give him 3 or 4 kicks in a row. He will not want to know. We know this. He's played for us for I don't know how many years. We got absolutely nowhere near him today. Nowhere near him. Just let him have the ball all game long, especially in that first half. Absolutely dominated it. I've never seen Sander Berge dominate a game in my life, and he's played a lot of games for us. So, yeah, it was very, very embarrassing, if I do say so myself. Firstly, though, let's talk about the team that Wilder put out, the formation that Wilder put out, because I can't remember the last time we played 4 at the back. So we decided to go gung-ho and play 4 at the back in this game and put Holgate on the bench. Like, I don't know if Holgate's injured. I don't think he is, or he probably won't be on the bench. Holgate's actually probably been one of our better defenders in the last few games, and he's on the bench for some reason. And Trusty, who has been shocking for such a large part of this season, I don't like singling players out. All season, I've tried my best to criticize the performances as just one game. Trusty today and over the last few games has been an absolute travesty. Overall, all the season. I like him as a player. Well, I like him as a guy. I don't know him, but I'm going to say I like him. He seems like a nice guy. He seems like somebody. I saw some interviews before the start of the season. He always comes out and he always speaks well as well. He's got an old head on his young shoulders, but he's just not good enough, especially at this level. Who knows? He might turn it around next season. We've seen Jack Robinson go from disaster to master. Rhymed. So who knows? Who knows? But if I'm going to drop Trusty or Holgate, I'm dropping Trusty. I don't care whether he's left-footed or not. Centre-backs don't have to always play with the foot that they're on that side, especially in a 4. So why do we always think that we have to play a right footer at that side, a left footer at that side? It really winds me up. I understand left centre-back, but not as a left centre-back in a 5, but not a left centre-back in a 4. I just don't think that you need to be left-footed necessarily or right-footed necessarily if you're playing on the right. I thought Anel had an okay game, to be perfectly honest, but I thought Trusty just seems completely and utterly out of the league out of the Premier League, shall we say, and so we're going to be very, very soon. I looked at it and I thought, do you know what? Wilder's going for it. Against Brentford, he kept throwing strikers on, and it's like, finally, let's just go for something. We were shocking against Brentford. But in this game, we've got McAtee coming off the right-hand side. We've got Burton Diaz coming off the left-hand side. And we've got Ollie McBurney through the middle. And looking at the team sheet, I'm thinking, do you know what? This is going to be quite exciting. And do you know what? McAtee and Ben Burton Diaz, more often than not, we're just playing at wing-back. We might as well have played wing backs because those two attacking players that aren't used to defending are having to play wing back and having to defend against good wingers. And that was the second goal where that just went to pot because Ben Brereton Diaz is trying to defend against a tricky winger. He is not a defender. What's wrong with us? Would you have Harry Kane playing at left wing back or a better one? Phil Foden, yeah, he's probably quite good at or right wing back or left wing back. But these sorts of players are attackers for a reason. Why are we trying to play attacking wingers or attacking strikers even? Because Ben Brereton Diaz, you could call him a striker. Why is he having to defend as like the last left-hand side player, if you like? He's not even left-footed himself if he's playing in that left wing-back role. He's absolutely ridiculous what happened today. Anyway, I've had a little bit of a rant. Let me try and regain my head, because that's what it is. I've lost my head right now. I lost my head at the game. All I shouted, and I'm going to sound so bad round me, but all I was shouting was, kick him. And this is Sander that I'm talking about. I love Sander. I've met Sander. He's a lovely guy. But we've seen him play for such a long time. Just kick him. Just stop him. Just grab him. Get him to the ground. Did we even get a booking today? I don't even think we got a booking today. We must have done, because we must have done. But I don't even know if we got a booking today. And do you know what? We should have 5, 6, 7 men on bookings today with how they played. We should have been trying to stop them by any means possible. And now I'm trying to look, see if we got a booking today. Osborne got a booking. 1 booking in the whole game. I'm not saying that I want us to kick lumps out of the other side, but let's be right. They came to Bramall Lane today, passed us off the pitch, and that's fine. That's fine if you want to just pass, because in that first half, we had the better, until they scored, we had the better chances. We had 2 fabulous chances that we spurned. And I'm fine with them having lots of the ball. Even at Bramall Lane, it's a little bit embarrassing when they've got most of the ball. But if we're going to score more goals or create more chances, I'm fine. Let them have the ball. But I would much rather us be playing on the front foot, trying to nick the ball off and pressing them as much as possible, because Burnley have conceded so many goals this season by just messing around with it at the back. The goalkeeper, the defenders, Sander Berger himself has been dispossessed a lot of times in that final third. And we just sat off him. We just let Gus run around like an headless chicken, bless him. And then McAtee, Brereton Diaz were just so deep. McBurney's not got the pace or the fitness to be chasing around these defenders all day. And Harmer's not that quick. He's obviously quicker. But, like, we should be trying to nick the ball off them in their own third, and we just sat off them, letting them come at us. I'm assuming that's the game plan, and the game plan was to sit back and then go for them on the break, which actually did quite work in the first half until they scored. But yeah, not good enough. Really, really annoyed, obviously, after seeing that today. But I'm going to shock you. I actually think we played some pretty good stuff today when we went forward. And I feel really, really sorry for the attack, because when we went up and then we finished 9th in the Premier League, we were winning games 1-0 quite a lot. Not week in, week out, but we won a lot of games 1-0 that season. And our attackers, we've actually scored, for a team that's got so little points, we've scored a lot of goals. We've scored 3s, we've scored 2s. And like most teams that get battered week in, week out are not scoring a goal and are barely getting any chances. And yes, we've only scored 1 goal today. We could have scored a lot more goals if we'd have put them away. But even though I'm annoyed that we didn't take our chances, also, we created some good chances. And like I said, we've scored a lot of goals this season for a team that's finishing 20th. I will do the research on that to see how many goals we've scored in comparison to teams that have finished 20th in previous seasons. But I just feel like it's our defence letting us down week in, week out, and I've had enough for it. I'm sick of it. And do you know what? When we play with 4 at the back, we concede so many goals. So we go to a 5, and then we just don't have as much going forward. But McAtee shouldn't have been on that pitch today. It should have been McBurney, Brereton Diaz, as high up as possible, playing off each other. Brereton Diaz coming off that wing, McBurney trying to hold the ball up. I don't think McBurney held the ball up too well today, but I don't think he had a bad game, not compared to most of them. I thought Brereton Diaz had a really poor game. I think it got to his head the fact that they were booing him and jeering him and stuff like that, because obviously he used to play for Blackburn, and Blackburn and Burnley have got a big rivalry, believe it or not. So Brereton Diaz getting a bit of stick early on, I think he thought that, do you know what, I'm going to show him. And just nothing came off for him today, nothing at all. And I felt a little bit sorry for him, but he's not done anything for, I think, 2 or 3 weeks, Brereton Diaz. I thought against Brentford, a lot of the build-up play was good, but the final shot or the final pass is not there. And it wasn't there today, and we'll talk about a couple of them in a sec. So let's just start it off. We might as well. Let's start off talking about the first half. The big 2 chances that we had earlier. Actually, there's a third chance as well that I was just remembering there. McAtee gets down that right-hand side and plays a lovely ball into McBurney. This should be 1-0. This has got 1-0 written all over it. It's a great save by Muric, but the ball comes over, and only McBurney's on the volley. He's got a good connection on it. He just needs to steer it past Muric. He's made a good save. He's trailed his leg. He's made a good save, but McBurney needs to be putting that away. That is a big, big chance that McBurney spurned so early on as well. And then there was another one where Ben Brereton Diaz plays a 1-2 with Gus Harmer. It's fantastic play. Like I said, this is not all bad today. We played some good stuff at times, but just not enough. And we didn't put the ball in the back of the net, obviously. So it's a great ball through from Gus to Ben Brereton Diaz. Muric is out like a shot. And do you know what? I'll say this quickly now. Muric has made 2 absolute howlers in either the last 2 or 3 games. And I was thinking, why is Muric playing week in, week out? Because I don't really watch Burnley too much, I'll be honest. He had an absolute stormer. He does not let a shot in if it's not one that deserves to go past him, unlike goalkeepers that we have. But Ben Brereton Diaz goes to kind of, he telegraphs where he's going, but I think Diaz thinks that he can whip this round him into the far corner. And he makes a good save. It comes out to McAtee, and then Sousa has a blocked shot. We'll talk about Vinny Sousa in a bit as well. Not happy about that guy one little bit. The one that I've forgotten about, I can't really remember how it happened, but the ball came into the back stick. Ben Brereton Diaz absolutely piles through, tries to head it past Muric, but doesn't get enough of a connection on it, and it kind of loops up for him to catch. So quite an easy one for the goalkeeper. And like I said, Burnley had a lot of the ball, but they didn't do a lot with it. They didn't create too many chances. There was one that there's a couple that kind of just went straight into Gerbic's hands. That, yeah, they I don't think until they scored they had a chance that they really could hang their hat on and say, do you know what, that was a really, really good opportunity. But it comes in the 38th minute. Oh my God, 38 and 40. I knew they were close. I thought there was at least 5 or 6 minutes between the goals. It's one of those goals that goes in for, when you're down at the bottom, and they're down at the bottom. So yeah, it obviously went for them this week. But I don't know who it was. Brun Larson hits a volley. Bogle turns his back on it. Probably shouldn't be doing that, but at the same time, it just hits him. It sends Gerbic completely the wrong way, and it trickles into the bottom corner. Just happens, doesn't it? And I'm not blaming Gerbic for this. It's trickled in, but he's going the complete opposite way, and then he's having to throw his body the other side to try and keep it out. And it's just one of them things. So yeah, I don't blame him on this one. I think we could have done better. I think Bogle could have got closer to him volleying it, but it's one of those things, guys. It really is. And then the 40th minute, Assignon, that's what I'm going to call him. I don't know his name. He runs at Ben Brereton Diaz, which we were talking about earlier. Osborne is kind of watching another man, but he's got to be in there and he's got to be doubling up on this man running at Ben Brereton Diaz. He's an attacker, after all. I know I keep saying it. He's a striker / forward winger, whatever you want to call Brereton Diaz. He should not be in this position. He shouldn't be trying to defend against a winger. He just shouldn't. Anyway, he runs at Diaz, and I think he just tries to swerve. He's running straight, and I think he just like kind of drops his shoulder a couple of times, and he's all over the place. He's running around and he's like a dog, Brereton Diaz at this point, because he's like, "Where's the ball? Where's the ball? Where's the ball?" And he just runs straight through him. Osborne does not get close enough to get a foot in. He's running at Truste. I think that Truste makes a slight hesitation. I thought he did at the match while I watched it with my real eyes, my actual eyes. Then I've watched it back on Sky Sports on the website, and it doesn't look like he actually hesitates. But for me, I'm going to say it because I think he did. He hesitated just for a split second. If he wouldn't have, if he'd have piled through, he'd have won that ball, cleared it, gone. But he doesn't. He hesitates, and then the player gets the ball first. He kind of just crouches, as you do, to try and block it. I think it's just gone straight through him. Took a big deflection. Again, another deflection on Gerbic, which I kind of feel sorry for him because a lot of people are going to blame him for this goal. I was blaming him in the ground, but then you watch it back, and the ball is arrowing to the not right into the right corner, but it looks like it's arrowing straight at Gerbic, so he should really save it. And then it hits Truste, and it fires the other direction, and he just gets a foot to it, but it kind of goes into the roof of the net and squirms past him. And obviously, when it's not going good for you, these things don't stay out; they go in. If that would have been Muric, he'd have saved it with his foot, and that would have been that. But anyway, we go in at half-time, 2-0 down, having me thinking we haven't played too badly, in all honesty. It's really frustrating to see. It really is. But, yeah, we expected us to come out in the second half and give it a good go. And sometimes that hasn't happened this season, but it did happen in this game. And we came out, we started better. Do you know what? I've actually written first half, Blade started well. Second half, Blade started well. Theme, maybe it's just we start well, we run out of puff, and then they go other end and score. But we did score the first goal. There was one before that where the ball was laid back to McAtee, where he fires it towards the top corner. From my vantage point, this looks like it's gone right in the top corner. And I'm like, how has Muric saved that? But you watch it from behind the goal on Sky, and yeah, he's curled it towards the top corner, but it's I would say it's more central than top corner. So that's why he saves it, obviously. But again, another really good save from Muric. Then we score a goal. The ball is played forward. A lot of things that happened, a lot of things that went well for us today were from the big boot going forward and just putting the under pressure. And I feel like that's what we should have done with Brereton Diaz and Ollie McBurney. Played them up front together, 5-3-2, and then just banged balls up to them. Because if you're not as good a football inside, which I don't think we are as good a football inside as Burnley, I actually don't think we're a worse side than Burnley. I just think that we didn't play to our strengths today at all. In previous games, we've been trying to bully him, and we were trying to knock that ball forward and get Brereton Diaz and McBurney trying to bully the back line. I think McBurney got a little bit bullied today, and I think Brereton Diaz did a bit as well. But anyway, the ball's knocked forward. McAtee gets on the end of it, managed to wiggle away from their midfielders and defenders, lays the ball out to Gus Harmer, and we all know that Gus has got this in his locker. Gus has got this for days. He's not actually the quickest or not actually the most skillful when he's going at a defender, but he's not a winger. He's not you could possibly say he's maybe an attacking midfielder, but he's not someone who's going to take someone on He does really, really well taking it on the left-hand side, looking like he's going to have a go with his left. He chops inside and curls it beautifully into the corner, and the Blades are back in the game, and I'm buzzing about this. This is what we wanted from Gus Harmer this season, and he's had a good return, but for me, he's not done this enough this season. But it's a great goal, 52nd minute. 6 minutes later, we throw the game away. And it was so frustrating to see yet again, because I think it's Assignon on that right-hand side again. He's going at Trusty this time, and he turns inside Trusty. He's gone. Trusty's trying to grab him. He's nowhere near him. And he just keeps running and running and running and running. I think it's Sousa that could do something, but he follows his man instead of going to the ball, which if the ball would have been played through to Sousa's man, he'd have got blamed for anyway, I understand. But he just kept running and running. No one wanted to put a foot in. No one wanted to stop him. The ball's played into, I think it's Lyle Foster, isn't it? I think it's Lyle Foster. Yeah. And then he steers it into the bottom corner. It's one of Lyle Foster's easiest goals he'll ever score. I'm not saying it's a tap-in, but there's no one marking him. It's laid across to him. He's about 8 yards from goal, and he just side foots it into the corner. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. And do you know what? At first I thought, what is Bogle doing? This is shocking from Bogle. Why is he not closer to his man? This man is originally an Els, and he leaves his man. I don't know whether that's just to try and block the shot, but he leaves his man, and then Bogle has to come and try and stop him. But he doesn't. I think Bogle's originally got a man, and then he comes into the middle, and I think he's kind of a bit, do I get him? Do I get him? I don't know which one to get, and he kind of does neither. And then the ball just steered into the bottom corner. That's 3-1. I think this is all over at this point. We bring Archer on. Vinny Sousa, thankfully, comes off, because I thought Vinny Sousa was awful today. We've been used to Harmer, even Osborne. We've been used to Arblaster, Harmer, and Osborne, and they move the ball quick. They do in that midfield. And Sousa coming in today, he was just so slow on the ball. And we know that's what Sousa does. We know it. But today, he got the ball nicked off him a few times. Yes, he got in with a few challenges, but also people got past him really easily. I thought it was miles off it. I actually thought McAtee was miles off it as well. I thought there were a lot of players that were miles off it today, but obviously he got brought off for Archer. Archer looked like he at least wanted to not try and bully their defenders, but for a little guy, he reminds me of Billy Sharp in a way when he's going up against defenders, because for his size, he shouldn't be knocking these players around. And he does a little bit. Archer does knock players around a little bit. And it was nice to see when he come on, but he didn't get any sort of service to get anywhere near the goal, really. And then 71st minute, game is actually over. And it's another goal from the edge of the box. I don't know whether we're blaming Gerbich on this one. He did get curled right into the bottom corner, but he just keeps getting beaten from distance constantly. Edge of the box. How many goals have we conceded this season? I don't know whether it's just been since Gerbich came in or whether it's been all season. But how many goals have we conceded from this sort of range? From the edge of the box, just curling into the corner. Gerbich has let in probably 5 or 6 at least. And we've not had him in between the sticks for that long either. I do think his view is blocked by, I can't remember, I don't know why I said by, because I don't know who it was. It could have been Trusty. I think he's blocked by Trusty, actually thinking about it a little bit. So he probably reacts a bit late, but it is right in the corner. I'm just sick of seeing Gerbich concede goals and keepers like Muric pulling off worldy saves. Gerbich doesn't seem to get near anything unless it's straight at him or trickles towards him. And it's really frustrating. So I don't know whether I'm just being harsh on him, whether he's just been really unlucky with lots of really good goals scored against him. But I've said this all season. Wes, he saved everything that he should save, but you never saw a sort of Dean Henderson incredible save that you didn't expect him to make. You never saw that from Wes in the Premier League this season. You definitely don't see that from Gerbic. I ain't seen one shot that Gerbic shouldn't have saved or just said that was a really, really good save from Gerbic. I've not said that once this season. And I don't think I've said it once about Wes either. But Wilder's got a big, big decision to make now because Gerbic is just letting goals in for fun. And maybe it's time to take him out of that goal. Even if it's until next season and starting next season, Wes needs to go back in net. He really does. I don't know what other people think, but that's what I think. I'm still annoyed that we only got one booking. I really am. I'm so annoyed at that fact. Oh my God, I'm sick of seeing this. I've just looked at the stats. Expected goals. We had 2.92. So we should have scored around 3 goals. Their expected goals, 1.94. Almost 1 goal less, and they've scored 4. They've scored 4 goals. We've scored 1. I know that you can't just say stats are everything. And stats don't tell you everything. But that is crazy numbers. That shows that we're getting in much better positions and not scoring, not taking his chances, really. Ball possession, Sheffield United 49%, Burnley 51%. I am flabbergasted at that because it felt like they had the ball for practically all the game. 18 attempts to 16, 11 shots on goal. They got 9, 7 off. So if you're looking at the stats, we should have won this game. 9 more corners than Burnley. Yeah. We had more dangerous attacks, more attacks. They had more clearances. Looking at the stats, this is not a 4-1 game. But we've just been awful defensively, yet again. And I'm sick of wasting my Saturday watching us lose because I always say that if you don't like football, I feel sorry for you because what the hell do you do on a Saturday? What do you do? Who'd you go? What do you do? Do you go to IKEA? Do you do the garden? What do you do? Do you go to pictures? Because on a Saturday, when it's when it's the close season, I'm like, I don't know what I'm going to do today. But I'm starting to envy those people. I really am. I'm starting to envy those people that don't watch football week in, week out because I'm sick to death of seeing us concede loads of goals, and especially this season because, have you counted it up? The Blades have conceded 9 goals against Burnley this season. Burnley. I'm not saying that Burnley are a terrible team. I'm just saying they are around us, and we've somehow managed to concede 9 goals against them. I understand the first one. I understand losing 5. Well, I don't understand. It was horrendous. But it was Hecky's last game, and I think he even knew that himself. He knew that if we lose this game, he's done. And we got hammered, and we were awful in that game. But today, to concede 4 goals at Bramall Lane and only score 1, yes, the stats and the eye test say that was a lot closer game than 4-1, but it's just embarrassing to watch. It really is. Burnley should not be beating us 4-1 at Bramall Lane. That's it. Nicholas Cook, welcome to the stream, mate. Sorry, I'm only just getting to the comments. Absolutely disgraceful at home as well against Burnley. I've had enough of Gerbic, and he's only been here since January. Wes must have been sat there thinking, what have they started this guy up? Do you know what? He's probably laughing. He's probably laughing about it, Wes. Absolute disgrace that today, lads. I actually laughed when their 4th went in. Same, I did as well. No, I didn't. Did I? I felt like laughing. Probably cried instead. So low on this team and Wilder at the minute. Do you know what? I'm going to read what Ollie sent me earlier on because I'm not going to say the certain things that Ollie's saying here, but Ollie put, please spend today's entire match reaction telling the entire world that Gerbic is the worst keeper currently playing professional football. just sit there repeating garbage, 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 garbage. Oh, they did that quite well, actually. And then he went on to say, I hate the entire team. Spineless and embarrassing us week in, week out. Yeah. Do you know what? How many players have I got a connection to right now? I feel Arblaster, we've got a connection. I feel Harmer, we've got a connection. Ben Brereton Diaz actually feel we've got a connection. Ollie Mack feel that we've got a connection. After that, I'm struggling. I really am struggling. Even McAtee, it looked like he gave up. It looked like he gave up when the fourth went in. Even McAtee, I looked at him, I thought, he just wants to go back to Manchester. He really does. I've been going to Bramall Lane supporting United since 1963, and I've never been so embarrassed to say I support United till this season. Absolutely embarrassing. The whole lot wants changing. Do you know what, Thomas? I was thinking about this the other day. The last time we got relegated, I was really embarrassed because it took us 17 games to win one match of football. But actually, we finished on so many more points than we are currently on. I think we're probably 6 points off that with like 5 games to go or something like that. And we're not going to pick up the points that we need to even equal the last embarrassing time we're in the Premier League. So, yeah, I feel like this season isn't as bad as that time, but that's probably only because Burnley have been rubbish, because Everton and Forest have had points deduction, so it's felt a little bit closer. But, yeah, it's a lot worse season than that last one. It really is. I can't put things on screen that's got swear words in it. Sorry, guys. Gerbich is a comedy goalkeeper. Trusty is another one. Come on, guys. Get Wes back in. Robbo back fit. Play the kids to see who's worthy of next season and refund everyone at least 50% of their season tickets. I know, I've just paid for my season ticket. Yeah, we could be paying Wednesday prices, but it still feels a lot of money when you're losing week in, week out. Table says they're only 3 points off safety now. That's a lot better than us. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Well, the government costs too much, don't deliver, and never get the job done. Embarrassment, hurry up and sell up. Can I just say, oh my God, right. All people ever do is talk about the Prince. And like, yeah, I get it. I get it. We've not had enough money to spend. We've not particularly bought the right players. We're starting on -2 next season, which is horrendous. But it's not everything's about the Prince. Like, Wilder playing 4 at the back instead of 5 is bad. Is really bad. Maybe Wilder wasn't the right man for the job, so maybe that's another one for the Prince. But I just feel like the players have got to take some accountability. The manager's got to take some accountability. The coaching staff have got to take some accountability. Are they getting them ready for these games well enough? Or is the game plan right? Are the players putting enough effort in? Are the players playing? Should they be working on certain? We're bringing in a set piece coach. Like, to be fair, our corners have been a little bit better. We've been a little bit more consistent where they're going and getting bodies in there, but it's still not good enough. It's not just about the Prince. Yes, he's had a thing. He could have done a lot better. We could have, I don't know, brought in a better manager than Wilder possibly. But that's all in hindsight, obviously, because I think a lot of us thought that Wilder could get something, could get a tune out of this team, but he's clearly not. But yeah, I just feel like it. Straight after the game, my thoughts is not about the ownership. My thoughts are about how bad some of the players have defended, that we should have taken our chances. I don't think there's any point in just talking about the owner all the time. Bores me, really does. Horror show, that's what that was in the end, despite mostly a positive first half. Just those 2 deflected goals killed us. That Berger performance was to be expected. Yeah, I actually think that Sander was well up for this game. I don't think he'll play like that every game. Obviously, he's playing against worse players than Liverpool and Arsenal and all those other teams. But he was well up for the game. We should have been ready for that. Like Alessandro says, it was to be expected. Stick your boot in. Stick your boot in. He won't be doing the things that he was doing all day long. It was so embarrassing that we just let him embarrass us. Who else thinks Wilder is the answer going forward or deluded? Everyone's got their opinion. I don't know what my opinion is at the moment. I thought that Wilder would be the right man to try and take us back up next season. I don't know whether I'm thinking that as much right now. 9-1 on aggregate. The second worst team in the league is horrendous. If Forest beat Everton and Everton beat Liverpool, relegation can be confirmed if we lose to Man United. Yeah, it doesn't really matter about all those eventualities because we are going down, so it's only a matter of time. So it doesn't really matter when it is. It could be tonight. It doesn't really matter, does it? Burnley might just be too good. You're 19th place. Wind your neck in. I miss West. I miss winning. I miss the championship. We're all on next season. Paul, you are. Same as me, mate. Same as me. Christ, guys, if only we could play you every week. See you next season in the championship. Fair enough. Fair enough. Hopefully, it'll be a bit closer next season in the championship. Gobic is a Wilder signing. That's worrying to me, given the huge rebuild we need next season. What did we see in him? Was he a Wilder signing? I wonder if he was because I can't imagine Wilder's been like, do you know what, Prince Abdullah? I think we should sign Atletico's second or third goalkeeper. I can't imagine Chris Wilder saying that. I think Chris Wilder's asking for someone who's English, who's played in this country, or at least British. So I don't feel like that's a Wilder signing. I feel like that's a scouting signing. Or they've said to Wilder, we think this guy's really good. Here's his stats. And Wilder's gone, yeah, right. We need a goalkeeper. I actually thought Trusty was all right and Elle was poor. Wow, okay, fair enough. Wilder is not the answer, Carl is saying. Isaac going to put 5 past Sheffield next week. Oh, my God. Can I end the stream right now? Can I end it? Absolutely shocking. Why the hell is Vinny on the pitch? And how the hell are they allowed to run through the middle? Absolutely. I don't think we'll see Vinny Souza again. I thought it was horrendous. Today. I don't think we'll see him again. The only good thing about today is that relegation is 1 game closer. The crowd should be chanting, we aren't Premier League, say, aren't Premier League. Yeah. I can't keep putting young Diz up. No reason to change the lineup. As soon as Vinny and the team were poor. Thank you, Jack. You're absolutely bang on, mate. Chris will not get us back in the Premiership. He'll ruin the youngsters. He still doesn't know his best 11. Oh, wow. I can't get into this. I'm in such a bad headspace about the game. I can't get into talking about this. No good dwelling on missed chances when our defence is a shambles. I suppose you still got to dwell on them, because if we'd have scored those chances that were taken, or if we'd have taken those chances, then it probably would have gone out. When Blade Ramble, nice to see you, Jimmy. Gerbic and Sousa are awful. Get them gone. Maybe. My dad was saying earlier that Trusty, there was rumours that Trusty going back to America, but I don't know why you would do that. But yeah, I don't know. League 9 goals against second bottom. Yeah. Gerbic, Sousa, Brewster, Lowe, Slimani, Traore, Holgate, LaRucci, horrendous signings. There you go. Gerbic is a disgrace. Shouldn't play for us again. He had plenty of chances to step up and make that spot his. He absolutely has, Chris. Sousa is is the absolute worst of the lot. Shocking attitude. Ben likely to leave, not 100% committed. Egan released. I don't think Egan will get released. Baldock, another that's not starting because he's agreed in principle with another club. Is that right? I don't know about that, Chris. Why not giving a misser a chance? Wow. Are we really going there? A misser. To be fair, I like a misser, but he had a shocker at Burton. So I can't imagine throwing him into a Premier League game is a great idea. I don't care what this guy's got to say. He's clearly a fan that's not of Sheffield United. Yeah, conceding 9 goals to 90 players ain't great. Tom, you're absolutely right, mate. Can't defend this team. If you can't defend, you'll not win many games. Bogle is not a good defender. Trusty isn't. Holgate. Trusty isn't. Holgate isn't. And now looks lost this year. The midfield is rubbish. I think so many. Oh God, I'm not a Sheffield fan. Gone. This is not just. This is just getting boring. Same thing almost every week. Oh my God, there's so many Sheffields in the comments. I can't be doing with this. No idea why he changed it. As soon as Vinny put in, we get destroyed. Absolutely. McAtee wants to go home. I think that's true as well. Wes can't go in net if he doesn't have a contract, Nick. What do you mean? Wes has a contract to United until the end of the season, so he can go in the net. That's literally like me saying, do you know what? I'm leaving. I know I've handed my notice in. I'm just not going to work because I'm leaving. So no, he might even stay. You never know. Weirder things have happened. Gerbich, Wilder might banish him. Wes might come in. He might have a really good rest of his season. And then Wilder might be like, Wes, stay. We need you next season. Get the band back together. We'll get back up. Tommy Doyle in too. It's not happening. Bring back Lee Wong Wes, Glenn says. Absolutely, Glenn. Wilder was outright asked about Wes going back in goal during his post-match interview and fobbed the question off. Fair enough, but can't keep ignoring it. Diaz needed to pass him at Burnley in the middle as well. Yeah. I remember that one. Wes was the fall guy for a shocking defence all season. What an embarrassment, possibly. Still think we are going down. Still think they are going down with us. I agree, Kim. I completely agree. How long before we start demanding Wilder out? It was bad enough losing to them at Burnley, so we got rid of Hecky, but to lose at home by that amount is even worse in my eyes. I think you might be right. Nick, you're falling into the PR of the Prince, a usual tactic used to read. Oh my God. I don't know why I even explained myself because people are just completely ignoring what I've said. Absolute disgrace. I think man of the match today was Osborne. It's not wrong, but I'll let you off anyway. He was only one running up and down the pitch. Robbo, player of the season. Who would have thought them to be the best? What does that say about the rest of the team? Utter crap. I think you're right, mate. I do. Respect to the guys that did the watch along. They must have watched. Red Arthur Sheffield boys, absolutely love you. Thank you very much for that. Yeah, I don't. Me and Hal did it in that terrible season, watch alongs week in, week out, and it was awful. It really was awful. Nick, I'm including the season we went into Division 4 last. Wow, okay, Thomas, okay. Wilder was talking about Bash. Where's the ambition of the club? We're stupid for signing Evo. There was a clear reason he didn't get a sniff at Atletico. As sharp as a cotton bud out front. Yeah, I think that's probably where we leave it. Thank you very much. Oh, can't trust Wilder on rebuilding, can you, Nick? Like the video blades. We'll leave on that. Thank you very much, Paul. Yeah, leave all your comments in the comments. Let us know what you think about Wilder. Let us know what you think about Gerbich. Let us know what you think about the formation that we played today, why we dropped Holgate. Let us know about all those things. It would be great to hear from you all, ladies and gents. Leave them all in the comments. Also, like the video, as Paul said, because it is really, really difficult to make these videos week in, week out when your team's lost. And I'm sick of it, to be honest. And leaving, I left at 90th minute today. I didn't stay for the last 8. I just couldn't. But I'm thinking at least I can get the video over and done with, and I can enjoy my night and try and stay off Twitter and try and just not be really, really depressed by that game. Love the show, Nick Wilder. Thank you very much, John. Thank you for loving the show. I really appreciate it. All comments are appreciated, especially positive ones. So thank you very much for watching, ladies and gents. I will speak to you very, very soon. Hopefully next time I won't be as depressed. Bye-bye.